What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I asked you about helping me out with some news today. I said, hey, guys, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to hear about? What's going on in the world that you want to know about? There it is. Send me all the news you want me to react to and rant on and anything and everything. Do you know what you guys sent me? It was only one thing. One person replied about an hour ago. Gordon Bombay and the Mighty Ducks. Woken PETA. Wow. That's it. That's right. I asked anything and anything, whatever I could talk about, whatever you want. Whatever you want. And your response was fucking the Mighty Ducks. Are you serious? Anyway, I talked about the Mighty Ducks TV show a couple weeks ago. And I said, hey, looks all right. I'm going to watch it probably. I don't know if, Disney hasn't murdered everyone yet. And that's it. I haven't seen it yet. But, I talked about it for about a year. I've been talking about it. But a couple weeks ago we talked about it. But you still want me to talk about it. But rather than do that, we got some other things to talk about. First of all, I posted a video earlier that I thought was kind of funny. Then a few people did tip me off that they heard about it through a couple other different people, including Tim Dillon, who broke down the video, which I thought was hilarious. I just watched that. We're going to watch some of it in a second, but here's my little quick reaction.
Introduce you.
Yeah, I set your ass up. Feels good.
Saturday Night Live.
Hi, everyone. So, things for Asians in this country have been bleak for the past 2 weeks, and all the weeks before that since forever. But
things have been bleak for Asians, since forever, except they haven't, because, you're, the best. What do you... SAT scores are, some of the highest ever in the country. Best college rates. Median income is super crazy. I don't know. Anyway, by the way, if we have corrections on this show, please email me, joegrow@yahoo.com. We talked about the Satan shoe yet, so we're going to get back to that later, because I think Tim Dillon was roasting, and I think it's really funny. So we'll get back to that later, but I talked about the shoe the other day. You know the shoe. And by the way, speaking of things being bleak for Asians, this is a good example of it. An attack on the subway. You can't really show all of it, but this guy just gets his ass beaten. Nobody does anything. He gets choked out right here. Nobody does anything. Just getting choked out right here by a guy. It's a black guy, on an Asian guy. No white people involved. I don't know why. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. I don't know what to tell you, but for some reason, it's a lot of black on Asian violence. You would think that white people every day were killing Asians everywhere, but it's actually black on Asian violence that's going on more than anything. And somebody was like, well, what about the spa? Well, the spa killing, the guy killed 8 people. 2 of them were white people that he killed. And the guy said it was about the spas and being something about sexuality or being sexual. I don't know, something like that. It wasn't about a race. There was no proof of that. It didn't happen. That's not what happened. But they just make up that it's an Asian hate crime. But they probably won't talk about this. Maybe if this guy was white, maybe they would. I don't know. It's like how anybody can watch this happen. I have no idea how you can watch that happen. Very graphic stuff. I won't show the bad parts, like the really bad part. A couple of really bad parts. Everybody just stands around and films like fucking pussies because everybody's a goddamn pussy idiot now who just watches people get beat up. I don't care what race you are, what religion you are, or what sexuality you are. If I'm on the train and I start to see this happen to you, I promise you I will step in, okay? There is no, I don't want to. Trust me, I don't want to do it. I don't want to step in at all. I want to sit there, sip my coffee, just fucking go home, on the train, survive another day and night, and not have to face the guy who was just choking out a man and then smashed his head off a pole. I don't want to be that guy that has to be Superman. Don't want to do it. But right around when the choking started is when I would have probably felt I wanted to step in, But, if you're going to step in, you got to make sure you're willing to die. Because what if the guy kills you? What if the guy you were helping just runs away and then you get killed? You look stupid as shit. And that happens. So, you kind of got to say to somebody around, bro, calm. You got to dial 911. You dial 911, dial 911 right now. Like, are you dialing 911? Dial them. You know, and at least say that to somebody and make sure they're picking up their phone and be like, call 911 now. And say it to a bunch of people. So everybody do it. And then you go in. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't do it, man. The smart thing to do would be to just don't do anything. It's not on you. You didn't do anything. But I don't know, man. I can't just sit there and do that. So we talked about the other day about how, you know, the sneakers with the satanic shoes, and Lil Nas, and whatever else. And I said that, like, listen, who gives a shit? The guy made a video, whatever. I don't care. It's art. I don't care. But, you know, Drew just let me know. Breaking news, even though I'm following all these same things Drew is. Nike files a lawsuit against, I don't know what MSCHF is, over Lil Nas Satan Shoes project. So, it's a production studio, so it's his production company, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, they're going to court. I think they'll lose. I think because there's no law, I don't think, against manipulating the brand. It's not like you're... Now, if Lil Nas was saying Nike shoes, Nike, get the new Nike, like misrepresenting, you know, that might be... You might have a case then, but I don't think otherwise you do, you know? And let's see who this is. This always happens while I'm recording.
Tony, and I'm responding to the application you submitted for health insurance. So would you like to check for individual or for family plan?
No, I got the health insurance, but I do it online. I did.
And by the way, do you have Medicare or Medicaid?
I cut off the finger. 2 years ago, I paid a bill out of pocket.
And right now, how much are you paying for a monthly basis for your health insurance?
Butt plug.
Sorry?
I pay a butt plug.
So, can you understand English?
Butt plug.
Butt plug?
I don't. I did founded a butt plug. Butt plug. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. I get these every time I'm recording, bro. Dude, did she actually say butt plug? Oh my god. Did she say butt plug? Holy crap if she did. Okay, I'm going to be able to breathe. Okay. So another thing that I also tweeted out was wonderful tweet. Thanks to Julius, who sent me this. He sent me this tweet. It says, Florida GOP with a stroke of his pen. Governor Ron DeSantis, or as my friends call him, DeSantis, signs bill to ensure Florida companies can continue business as usual without fear of battling lawsuits due to COVID-19. And, you know, which is funny because now all the left-wing people are up in arms like, oh, my God. Now people are going to die or get sick and they can't even sue. They're forced to work. They're forced to be blah, blah, blah. But what's funny is, and then the right-wing people, they were mad about the vaccine because they were like, oh, you know, the vaccine, you know, if you die because the experimental vaccine that they're giving you, and it is an experiment, you're the guinea pigs. You know, if it kills you, you can't sue anybody because they're immune to lawsuits. Did you know that? Like, it's all over the place. Everybody knows. So both sides are pissed off about similar things, but really we all just lose because if you think about if you're in Florida, so this is the situation. If you're in Florida, if the vaccine kills you, the Pfizer or the Moderna or whatever, Johnson & Johnson, those guys will kill you. They don't give a shit. They have multiple lawsuits about cancer, like, that they lost. So Johnson & Johnson has lost lawsuits about lying about their product causing cancer. We know about that, talcum powder. Pfizer has lost the biggest lawsuit in the history of lying about their products, doctor manipulation, jury rigging, all kinds of stuff that they've been proven guilty of and paid for. You can go look it up on the government's website. Pfizer, the name of the company is. Go look up their lawsuits. So Johnson & Johnson caused cancer. They lie, they lose. Pfizer, they lie, they lose. Moderna's coming from the UK. I don't know their record. It's probably something similar, but it might be fine. I don't know about Moderna. But either way, if the vaccine kills you, hurts you, or harms you, you cannot sue. You have no recourse whatsoever at all. It's like it's literally a cigarette pack that says you get cancer from this, it will kill you, and you're like, oh, I don't. Like it's the same thing. So yay. So vaccine kills you. You have no way to sue the people that even when they could be sued weren't that scared about lying to you about killing you. But also now, if you're a company in Florida, because of DeSantis, you cannot sue your company, right? So you can no longer sue a company. If a company doesn't take the right steps and you get COVID or a giant outbreak happens at your work and your dad dies, your friend dies, and you get sick and just fucked up for like 6 months, and you know that your work was unsafe or your work didn't do the best job, you have no recourse. So you have no recourse if you work and you get the virus and you get sick because of your company. Companies are not held liable. So let me get this straight. Your job and company now in Florida is not held liable if you get sick or get someone else sick of the virus. So companies are immune to everything. And the company that's going to have you stick a needle in your arm for their vaccine, if that experimental thing kills you, then they're not fucking liable. Nobody's liable. You know who's liable? Nobody. You are. That's it. Oh, my God. So I wrote, if the vaccine kills you, the Pfizer can't be sued. If you die of the virus, companies can't be sued. How they rule you. So there you go. So just you're on your own, okay? You're on your own, and the companies are covered. You're not. Okay? Remember that. The companies are covered. You're not. Now let's go into this hilarious stuff from SNL with Tim Dillon, because it's fucking hilarious and it deserves to be heard because it goddamn cracked me up. And the guy, he always makes me laugh, and so don't a lot of people, but in particularly Tim is definitely making me laugh here. Now this is about Saturday Night Live, which I've said this for a long time, and you guys have said this, and we've all said this. That basically Saturday Night Live is a theater play. It's all the annoying kids from theater class back in high school that were like, whatever, but like, maybe they would go on somewhere to be a theater coach or what do you call it? A playwright or a director, or, maybe somebody would make it to Hollywood as a drama actor or drama teacher or something like that. But, most of the time, they didn't, the people that made it on Saturday Night Live were actual stand-up comedians who went from stand-up comedy to like this acting position. They were always the best when that was the case. Or these kind of crossover types. But now it's just straight-up theater people, and you can tell.
That's not a shock to anyone on that show. If they say, Tim Dillon's not a fan of the takes, they'd go, yeah, that's the point. We write shit that we know a guy like Tim Dillon would hate. A guy that thinks. We don't want that because that's Nazi shit, thinking. We let people get whipped up into an emotional frenzy for an hour and a half on Saturday night and go, yes, yes, yes. They don't want somebody logically going, why is this, and that? But let's play this.
held to condemn the rise of anti-Asian hate crimes.
Here,
to
by the
share
way,
resources
this is the introduction to the bit. Here to condemn the rise of anti-Asian hate crimes. That's the opening. Should I just start getting brought on stage as the ghost of Matthew Shepard? Like, here to walk in the shoes of many gay men who died of AIDS before their time. It's Tim Dillon with observations about his mother and Pizza Hut. The piles of gay corpses were stacked up, and Tim Dillon gets to stand on all of them and deliver a comedy set for you this evening. Like, what an interesting way to bring a comedian on a comedy show. Here to condemn...
I'm convinced that Tim Dillon is like my long-lost, fatter, gayer brother. You know what I mean? Like, this is me if I decide to like, not only go out to eat, but then eat people after that. Look at this guy. Tim Dillon. Like, you know what Tim Dillon actually really does remind me of? Do you remember the guy from The Burbs? Who's the guy who was in all those weird movies? He'd pop in and out, like, in the 80s and 90s. Do you guys remember this guy? And he was like the guy, he was the annoying neighbor who just kept coming over to Tom Hanks' house, and he was like, this is Walter, you know, he found the bone, and he's like gnawing at Tom, you know, basically the one putting all this shit in Tom Hanks' head in the movie in The Burbs. He reminds me of the neighbor, that guy. You know what I'm talking about if you're over 30. If you're younger, you're like, what the fuck? Anyway, here we go.
By the way, you want me to laugh? And I'm not saying to do this. Here to talk about the benefits of the rash of Asian hate crimes. Please welcome.
That'd be funny.
Because there aren't, and I'm sure there's, calling it the China virus didn't help. It did come from China. But again, Trump was not about healing. But again.
Yeah, see, he's right. They could have done a joke where they're like, here to talk about, we all know that there's been a rash of Asian attacks and Asian, just horrific stuff in the Asian community recently and a lot of Asian hate. Here to talk about the benefits of it, though, is, you know what I mean? Like, and then the guy comes on and he's like, number one, like, so many dogs have not gone missing this week. It's unbelievable. And also in the news, for some reason, there has been way less traffic accidents recently because they're afraid to leave their homes. Like, I know what he's saying here. I get the sort of type of jokes he's trying to say.
And so to me, I go, you want to make me laugh, but let's watch more of it. Maybe I'm wrong.
on how you can help is Asian cast member Bowen Yang.
By the way, I love this guy's name because his last name is Yang, and I love Yang because of, Yang's recurve in Diablo, and Yang was a great guy in the Diablo community. Shout out to Yang.
Is that my official title, Asian cast member?
That's how you told me to introduce you.
Yeah, I set your ass up. Feels good. Hi, everyone.
So no one's laughing, and everyone in the audience is terrified. So this is how you know a comedy show is going well. Everyone in the audience is terrified of laughing or not laughing. They don't know whether to laugh or not laugh. Picture a king, a tyrannical king, sitting on a throne, and his subjects there being like, are we laughing? Are we not laughing? Like, nobody knows what to do. This is the show at this point. Everybody's on the edge of a cliff not knowing what's going to happen next because the guy's brought out is to condemn the Asian hate crime. So you go like this. You're like, oh, is this a bit? Then he comes out and he does a little catty, fun joke like, am I Asian cast member? And they go, what? What's about to happen now? Like, what is about to happen now? No one knows. So again, this is great.
Things for Asians in this country have been bleak for the past 2 weeks and all the weeks before that since forever.
Okay, let's stop that. Things for Asians in this country have been bleak for the last 2 weeks and before that forever. Mm-hmm. Compared to what country? What country are Asians being treated? Was it Cultural Revolution in China? Was it Mao? Is it North Korea?
Tiananmen Square?
What country out there are Asians much happier than they are in the United States of America. I'm just, again, educate. I'm sure there's a few, right? I'm sure there's a few. But to say that things have been bleak for Asian Americans forever, all of this, truly, it's like black people can't have a day in this country. They can't have a day in this country. You notice that? They really can't have a day. Like, they cannot have a day in this country. It's everybody else just jumps on like, hey, it's been bleak for Asians forever. Among the highest incomes, highest college graduation rates, very high employment rates, thriving large communities like Chinatown in New York and San Francisco, a huge, great contributor to culture, to the economic power of
something I said earlier. I was like, I couldn't think of things. At least Tim could think of things. I was like, I don't know, that culture.
Major cities.
SAT scores.
What? Again, I'm confused. I get the last 2 weeks. Going, it's been bleak for the last 2 weeks. And he goes, and every day before that since forever. And I know, but what about the trains? What about the discrimination they faced when they were putting in the train? You know, black people. How about that? That would be my argument. Would be black people. Again, but let's go on here.
And I found some posts online with action items everyone can take to help.
Oh, right. I've
so
seen
now
those
this
on
is
Instagram,
when when he starts to do the bit, and you realize it should just be a serious talk. Like, this is why you can't do ball. Just do the talk. Just tell everyone they're scum and do the talk. I'm more interested in watching that than the bit. Watch how off the rails this goes.
The places to donate to?
Yes, and here are some that I found super helpful. 6 ways you can check in on your AAPI friends and tell them they're so hot.
So that's Asian American Pacific Islander.
Yeah, I guess people just want to help us any way they can. Yeah. Here's a list of something I've seen a lot of activists post. To amplify these Asian voices who want more Paneras in North Brooklyn. Yes.
No one understands,
really
by the way, to say that this is bombing is like, no one understands what any of this is. We were just told he was coming on to denounce the Asian hate crimes, and then he said it's been horrible for Asians forever in the country. And now we're doing bits about Panera. So again, the audience doesn't know what to do. They are terrified of laughing. They have no idea what's going on.
Oh my God. This is
Communities
horrible.
You're concerned about?
Yeah, it is for the ones in my neighborhood, but okay, fine. Here's something we can all do. Call your senators and demand that they know about the lesbian characters in Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Bo, no offense, but this is actually helpful to all Asians?
Maybe. I don't know, Colin, okay? Maybe, what can I say to help how insanely bad things are? If someone's personality is punch an Asian grandma, it's not a dialogue. I have an Asian grandma. You want to punch her. There ain't no common ground, mama.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, I see my friends donating, and I
Dude,
tell...
what is that? There ain't no common ground, mama. Like, was that a joke that he just told? Like, is that some kind of underground thing that I mean, I know that I'm getting older now, and I know I am, and I'm going to be out of touch completely soon with this shit. But these kind of jokes and things did go on when I was in college, or when I was at the time of college. I didn't really go to college. And I didn't find it funny then. The difference then, though, is it wasn't on SNL. It was on like other terrible shows that sucked. Like,
if someone's personality is punch an Asian grandma, it's not a dialogue. I have an Asian grandma. You want to punch her. There ain't no common ground, mama.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, I see my friends donating, and
what the hell? Like, even the audience was just like, ha, ha. Like, what the fuck was that? Even, look at Tim Dillon, so confused, he's fucking picking his nose right now. He's going to stuff that booger up his pee hole.
tell them that's great, but then I also tell them do more. Like, okay, you're ordering from Chinese restaurants? Great, do more. Let me know when you feed your white kids chicken feet. Okay, you cried during Minari? Congrats. I was sobbing into my boner for Stephen Yun. do more. And like, why are you telling me that you tipped your manicurist well? Let me know when you get on your knees and scrub her feet while she looks at your phone. Do more.
You're right.
Yeah,
I should do
so
that.
again,
It's like, this isn't funny though. Like, I get what they're sort of trying to do. Like, it's supposed to be like, I'm the funny like SJW person to tell you, but it's like none of that stuff is really funny. Like, it's
riding that fine line. If it's not funny, but it's also not meaningful in any way. Like, I'd really much rather a true, like, crying, like, heartfelt, like, you don't know. Give me that. Give me that.
I don't know, but anyway, I just found that hilarious. Him breaking it down. I mean, I was going to break it down myself. And then someone had told me he did already, and I said, oh, well, let me see what he has to say about it. And then I saw his, and I was like, well, I'm not even going to bother because his is just too goddamn funny. I'll just show him breaking it down because it was just too funny to me. Just like fully fucking cringe. And I know that I'm loaded on Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' Dog Balls right now, and I'm flying off the handle right now because I'm loaded on caffeine, but I do have to go because apparently my wife made dinner, and I want to go eat it because I'm hungry. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I may be back after I eat because I'm so lit up right now. I'm like lit right now off this coffee that I'm drinking. I'm like freaking ready to go to outer space. So we're going to upload this. I don't know. This is really a video that could go on Shame on News or on Corrupted Nation. All I can say to you guys is if this is uploaded to Corrupted Nation, which I think it might be, a lot of videos like this are going to be in the future over on Shame on News. So guys, if you have not subscribed to my other channel yet, Shame on News, go do it now because you're going to miss these in the future probably otherwise. Thanks for supporting me and everything we do. Hit that like button if you like the video. Stick the thumb up my ass here. Leave a comment down below. If you have a Cronin correction, leave it down below or email me, joecroninshow@yahoo.com here on Corrupted and Shame on News and the Joe Cronin Show. Hit me up on Twitter at JCS Commentary, Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show, and I will see you guys in the next video. What do you think about everything we talked about here today? They finally freed that boat for like 2 seconds, so all the other little boats could go by. Here's some other videos popping up you might have missed, and I'm going to go eat. Bye.